Welcome to another episode of Magazine. Max, how you doing?
Hey, man, how am I doing? Well, I think I told you in the last episode that I'm having something of a the first ever remodeling done in my place, getting custom shelves put up in my office.
Did it start?
Well, listen, it happened Saturday, so I have been pulling everything out of my office, and I have to put my office somewhere, so it's showing up in the rest of the house. So my house is looking a little hoardery right now.
It's just one gigantic mess of...
Dude, I am
pornos
finding so
and...
much shit. There's ventriloquist dummies. There's necklaces. There's evil eye. You know the evil eye? The Greek eye?
The Greek eye?
The evil eye. It's blue. It's an eyeball. They're really big on Venice. It's a symbol. It's
okay.
a
Yeah, I don't think it's Greek, actually.
All right.
Are you sure?
No. That's why I said I don't think.
It's Grecian. Believe me.
All right.
I've got so many of these evil eyes everywhere because there's, even though they're called the evil eye, they're supposed to ward off bad things.
Okay.
So I got all these eyeballs looking at me. I got to be taking nails out of the wall. There's too much going on, man. This isn't how I want my October to go.
But when it's all done, it's going to be fucking great. It'll be organized. You'll find everything.
Everything.
You'll probably have more space.
Everything. I have a lot of shit. And my storage unit is cramped. You don't have a storage unit, do you?
I do.
Where do you keep that at?
It's actually right down the street from the studio.
Oh, how convenient for you.
It is. It's mostly filled with drums.
Is it fancy though? It's like real nice.
No,
It's a dump?
dump.
Really?
It's just a public...
Mine's a dump too.
It's a public storage locker filled with drums.
Okay, but is it a public storage brand, public storage?
Yeah.
With the facilities?
Yeah.
And that's not a dump, my friend.
Well, what do you have, a cardboard box
Yes,
by the river?
I do. I have... It's wooden doors, and there's completely falling apart, and it's off of Sherman Way in Whitsett. And
you want to give the address?
It's totally...
Why don't you?
What
number is it?
Every time I go there, it's doom, 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 doom. David Lynch's storage unit. Oh my gosh. The next thing you know, there's a man with no legs crawling towards you with a sponge and a squeegee. I mean, it is so crazy out there.
I thought you were doing like Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons.
I wasn't exactly sure. I'm glad you brought in the Lynch impersonation so that we can...
Also, we have to... You're hearing a third voice here.
Yeah, who is this guy?
Who is this guy? We have this guy we found in the hallway. We
found him.
brought him in.
Yeah.
He had nothing to do. We had
gave
nothing
him a
to do.
McDonald's quarterback.
We
Wrong.
put a mic in front of him.
Wrong.
And his name is Mr. Brett Pearsons.
That is
Brett
true.
Pearsons!
Yeah. Yay.
Welcome to the show, Brett.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. So do we have people call in? Like, so we can have, like,
They're probably going to email afterwards, probably
Okay.
saying that either they love this thing or they can't stand it.
Do we try to answer those emails
We'll
then,
answer
or?
them. I'll probably forward all the bad ones to you.
Okay.
And you can answer as much as you want.
That'd be great for my psyche.
Yes,
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
We're
Challenge.
an Eagle building show.
I like that. All right.
So we got to tell people that Brett is basically one of the most fucking talented people I know.
It's actually frustrating.
It's actually very frustrating.
Yeah.
He's a musician. He's an actor.
Yeah.
He is a writer.
Yeah.
He is, what else do you do?
He's
That's
an
it,
artist.
man.
He's an artist.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you very much. I apologize, too, because I didn't mean to upset anybody.
Well,
Everyone gets very disappointed because Brett is seriously like the most talented person that I know. And this is a guy who, 5 months ago was working at a gas station. and the whole thing is about Brett. Brett is
and now he's painting the gas station.
Yeah, he's a very enigmatic figure, really hard to pin down.
Yeah.
And
He's aloof.
He's aloof. It's weird. Like when he cries, he doesn't really cry. Like he'll go, but no tears come out.
I have a lot of tension in my eyes, and I also never believe that when I'm crying that I should actually be crying.
Why? Why?
It happened. Well, because when I was young, I think I was a very sensitive kid, and I would cry a little bit, maybe too much, maybe for attention. And my mom got really frustrated, so she told me. I remember I was really upset. I was under the desk crying or something, and she comes to me. She's like, "You can't cry unless
Why?
it's a physical pain."
Oh, jeez.
And that kind of fucked me up for a long time. Ooh, am I
Wow.
allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a podcast.
So I totally got fucked up for a long fucking bitch ass shit time. It was like really,
Yeah, you
really
can curse.
bizarre. Oh, good.
He had a traumatic childhood. I mean,
So-
he was raised in a nice area, but You had some bad shit happen to you, man.
Yeah.
Would you say it was emotional abuse?
Yeah, but I don't think it was like malicious or on purpose. I just, people don't necessarily know how to be parents.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't know how to do it. And so, every parent will make a mistake. My parents did some mistakes, and that was one of them. And I remember telling my mom later on, years later, that she said that to me. She said, I never said that. And I was like, I remember it. In my brain, it's scarred in
But
there.
they did do the
wounds.
best they could. They just didn't have a lot of skill in what to do. It wasn't mean-spirited. It
No,
wasn't like,
yes.
we have little Brett, let's fuck him up.
Yeah, I hope not. Maybe, I don't know. So years later, I bring it up to my mom. I remember I was sitting at the kitchen table and she was doing laundry, and I said, Mom, do you remember, years before you told me that I can never cry over something that's not physical pain. Physical pain is the only reason that you can cry. And she said, I never said that. And she totally denounced it. Totally denied it. I've since also said other things that they've done that I didn't approve of, and they go, ugh. And they either deny it, my mom denies it, or she'll say, well, we had to. We were your parents. I'm like, that's not really. Like, I was making fun of this teacher because he was a horrible teacher, and then he ended up getting busted for drugs. But I ended up getting busted because I was trying to throw little paper balls in his beard. It's so stupid. Like if it ever happened, he would catch me. So I just kept throwing him, and then he caught me, and he said, "What are you doing?" Da, 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 and totally freaked out. So I had to do a whole speech in front of the class about how I have to respect your elders. My parents came down to the class to watch me do the speech.
Oh, geez.
That's humiliating.
Totally humiliating. So years later, I was like, I hated that guy, and I can't believe that it was just such a horrible experience. Oh no, he was a really bad person, and then he got busted for drugs, and we didn't like him either. It's like, why didn't you say anything to me? You totally went against me. He's
Right.
like, well, we had to. We're your parents, and I was just like, that's so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of the reasons why I never want to have kids.
Well,
Never want to have kids.
I can understand that fear because you realize, you might be having the best intentions. Unbeknownst to you, you're fucking this kid up.
Yeah.
And then, but the thing is, though, you're the kind of person that you would actually meet them halfway. You wouldn't just say, no, didn't say it, deny. You might step back and go, maybe I did say that. Maybe I did do that. So you might be a bit more open, because no one's perfect.
Right, I think so. But then again, I think about I call them the soft parents, that are like the parents that are just like, yeah, I want to just really kind of figure out what my kid's about, and I'll never say no to them. And then the kid just runs the house.
That's an epidemic.
And
Yeah.
that's something I don't want to be either. So I don't know how to find that balance of still being an adult and still, teaching the kids some lessons and values,
Right.
but also trying to be a cool parent.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a John Hughes movie. It doesn't necessarily happen.
So what you're saying is, fast forward today, you're an artist.
Yeah.
You're a writer.
Yeah.
You're a musician. You're an actor.
Yeah.
And all of that shit made you where you are.
Yes.
You like being other people and not being yourself. And maybe that standing up in the class and that humiliating experience, maybe that was your first performance.
Yes.
And maybe from there you went, you know what? This is cool because I don't have to be myself.
There's some of that is definitely escapism. Although I kind of hated theater when I was in high school because it seemed so fake to me. My parents would always shove me off to children's theater, and it was always like I'd be sitting there by myself, and no one ever went with me, and I would just watch, and and they're always like, "Oh, well, Jonathan, how are you today?" And it's like everyone talked really weird and
Right.
fake, and I was like, it's horrible.
You just want to be at home reading a book or something.
I just wanted it to be real.
Yeah.
And so a part of me does like the escapism and
Yeah.
loves playing around. But I wanted like theater and that stuff to be more real. And I think there's a philosophy I used to have where it was like one of the reasons why I like playing other people and trying to make them as believable or as real as possible, or as at least as interesting as possible, is because then you get to live out more lives and it extends your own life. In
Right.
a way, you become immortal because I've lived 40 different people's lives.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that way I feel like I've had more of an enriching life,
Right.
even though it's fake.
Right.
It's in my head.
You know, and you're not just this one entity. You've been 40, 50 different people.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're in a band now, and you're doing the music thing now. Are you currently acting now?
Not really. I mean, we did friends of ours did a show pilot called Starland PC that they asked me to be in. I did that, but that was a while ago.
Okay. So you're not really pursuing the acting thing now.
Not
You're
really.
more into music.
Well, right now I've been actually doing a lot of writing.
Okay.
Max and I finished a script a little while ago, and we're doing some rewrites on that. I finished another script, and now I'm working on a series.
Wow. Well, we're going to get to all that, but I want a little bit of history for our audience and for myself. You guys have been friends for a long time. Max, you're an actor, and you're a singer, and you're an actor and musician. How did you two hook up?
I've never been called a singer before.
Well, you're going to be a singer.
Yeah.
You're a budding singer. That's a little secret that our fans will know in the future.
Yeah, well, it's actually an extraordinary story, how Brett and I came together.
Tell us, Max.
Well, I think I'm always telling it, so I think it'd be interesting.
No,
if
really?
Brett-
We
Well,
can both tell it pieces.
You can deny each other's story.
So I was going out with this
That's
chick.
not what happened.
I had heard about Brett, whatever, you know. He went to CSUN with all these other theater people who are all some of my closest friends now. I didn't go to CSUN. I didn't go to the theater department. But a guy I went to high school with, Doug Lieblein, it's seriously his fault that I now know Brett, Stephen Marks, Adam Scholler, like all these amazing people who
Right.
are my closest friends. And I would say, and I'm not going to put any pressure on Brett, but I would say he's probably my best male friend that I have in my life. But
I'll second that emotion.
it's just very interesting because so I go to CSUN. I don't go to CSUN, but I go to see these plays and everything else, and I know of Brett. I'm aware of his talent and this and that. But I also know that he once dated a chick that I'm currently dating. Not now, but back then. This chick named Julianne. So
he already broke up with her, and now you're dating her.
now I'm dating her.
And so through her, you heard of this guy.
Because Julianne and I had done a play together, and we came together, and it was like, okay, I'm going to go out with this chick, and I know of Brett, and I know of the CSUN world, and I know she went out with Brett, but she's my girl now.
Right.
She's my girl now.
Okay.
So one day, I get this call from a mutual friend of Brett and mine, this guy Jason.
And up to this point, you've never met Brett.
Never met Brett.
He's just
Only heard about Brett.
He's just this infamous guy.
Yeah. So I think it was a Sunday night, and this is, this is like early 90s. And so my friend calls, our mutual friend, and says, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, why? He's like, I gotta talk to you. Okay, can I come over? Sure. Which is, looking back now, amazing as what I'm about to tell you, that like this guy called out Brett, because it kind of goes against the bro code. It's a little weird. But basically, my girlfriend had canceled a date the night before on me. She canceled the date, and I was like, okay. She said she wasn't feeling well. Well, Brett was working on a film project with my friend, Jason.
Jason Huber.
And Jason said, so what'd you do last night? And Brett said, what'd you say, Brett?
I just said, I hooked up with Julianne Grossman. And then he went, And it was like during the break of when we were filming. And so I said, why? Oh, you don't like her? Because some people in the department didn't like her, and some people did. They
And
were like
did you
two
know
camps.
that he was dating her?
No, knew
Oh.
nothing about it. I'd heard about him through her, actually. We went on a picnic one time. I don't even remember what we had. I just remember there was a blanket and there was a basket. But I don't remember if we ate anything. And she was telling me all about, this guy, Jeff, he's so great. He's amazing. And you'd really like him. He's an artist. He's really creative. And da-da-da-da. I'm like,
Yeah, I was
great.
Jeff to her.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And I was like, I don't really want to hear about
Yeah.
someone else that you're sleeping with. Whatever. That's kind of weird. But
That's kind of rude.
yeah, so and I didn't even know what that picnic was about because she played sometimes with ulterior motives. You know, you weren't really getting the straight poop with her, so to speak. But anyway, so on break of the film that we're working on, he's like, yeah, so what did you do last night? I said, Julie and I we hooked up, and he's like, and he got that weird look, and I was like, you don't really like her. He's like, I don't know, I'm in a real quandary here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? Are you doing a character thing from the movie that we're working on? What's happening? Are we still in character? We play acting? And then he finally just went, well, she's still with that guy. She's still with that guy. So she's still with Max. And I went, oh. And she's and then he's all, and I went, and we're both just kind of stammering out there, not really knowing how to talk to each other. And the director's like, come on, we're going to get back in here. And I'm like, wait, hold on. As we go back, we did the scene, and he's like, you guys are acting really weird. Come on, loosen it up. Then we take another break, we go outside, and he's like, I got to tell him. But I understand I'm not supposed to say anything. What do I do? And I'm like, he's like, come on, come back in. Let's do the scene again. So we go back to the scene. He's like, you guys are really weird. Come on, get your lines down. Let's go. Do the scene. He's like, all right, you guys take another break. We're taking another break. And I finally just said, go ahead, tell him. You got to just tell him. So, okay, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, just tell him. Then that night, I went to the movies and stayed at the movies by myself all night because the phone wouldn't go off. It just kept ringing. So what happened?
So Jason came over, tells me this. Julianne spent the night with Brett. What? My heart is shattered.
Right. You hate this guy now.
I hate his fucking guts. I hate Julianne. I hate Brett. I hate everybody. I am brokenhearted, destroyed, shattered. And now that I think about it, anyone could have just kept their mouth shut and spared me of this pain. But then, if they didn't tell me, I would have never wound up knowing Brett.
Right.
So Jason says, we got to get you out of the house. He takes me to see Terminator 2 Judgment Day up at UA Granada.
That's right. I forgot about this part of the story.
I'm trying to watch Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and I am falling the fuck apart. Well, I break up with the girl. Fuck you.
That's right. Brett, fuck you too.
Fuck Brett. Whoever this guy is, if I ever see him, I'm going to fucking kill him. I'm going to fucking go up and punch him in the face and say, how the fuck could you do this to me, you motherfucker? Didn't you have enough of her already? She's mine now. Well, I would say 2-3 years later, he's in a one-man show. I'm over Julianne at this point, although we kind of got together again just to fuck around a little bit, but then it was really done. But I go to see him in this one-man show. And what was it called?
Jacob Malachi's Hunt for Cash. You actually came by earlier during the rehearsal process.
I did?
Or maybe, yeah.
Was it me?
Yeah, you came by.
Why would I come by?
Remember, it was when I had the black hair and the mustache, and I said, I'm kind of doing a Robert De Niro thing here.
Wasn't that after I saw you?
Why would I still have the mustache and black hair?
Because
it was for that. And now, I don't know if this is the comic book you were making for the Four Postmen.
Oh. No, dude, because the first time I'd ever talked to you was after the play. The comic book had to have been after I saw you in the play.
That was the first time. I'm pretty sure that was the first time we'd ever talked. We didn't really have a conversation. That's the only thing we said to each other. You're like, oh, hey, I'm Max. And I was like, oh, I'm Brett. I'm kind of doing a De Niro thing, method. I got the hair on, the suit.
He was very method. Well, the point is, he performs in the show.
Right.
And afterward, I go up to him, and I said, what to you? Because I was so blown away by his performance.
He said, amazing. I'm very honored that we shared the same twat.
Yes.
and then you're bonded at that point.
Yeah. And then I wanted to get to know the guy.
Right. It's like guys that get into a complete fist fight, and then after that they're the best of friends forever.
We just have a drunken relationship.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Here's the weird part. That was the whole. So the movie that I went to go out to avoid the whole thing, I went to go see Terminator 2 at the UA. The same theater.
What?
I was there.
Did you fall apart?
I didn't see him. I didn't see him.
No, but during the movie, he fell apart during
hilarious.
the movie. Did you?
No, I felt really guilty because the thing is, she lied to me. When we got together, I said, "Aren't you with that guy?" She said, "We broke up." She told me they'd broken up.
Not true.
And then the next day, of course, when I was with Jason Huber, he said, "No, they hadn't broken up."
No.
The girl guy thing, and then the ex-boyfriend, new boyfriend, it can get really weird. But this is a happy ending because I look at you guys, and you guys are the best of friends, and you guys are like a creative force.
Yeah.
And you're writing together, and you guys
We did a bunch of plays together after that.
Did music together.
We did music.
We mentioned in the previous podcast, we did that REM cover band thing.
Yeah.
Brett was a part of that.
He was Mike Mills. He was amazing.
The three of us have done
And do you
things
remember
together.
how method he got about Mike Mills?
Very method.
He didn't have to come in
No.
wearing the glasses and
No.
the shirt and acting like a nerd.
No,
but
not
when
at
he
all.
was in this studio and we were rehearsing,
Right.
he was channeling Mike Mills.
And even to get more into the bonding of what you and he, we actually shared the same girl during that time.
We did.
We did.
You had me.
Yeah, her name
I know.
was Julie. She was amazing.
Yeah, she was.
And it was right before the show, which made me play better. And because during the show, I hated you because of that. And
know.
I channeled that anger into the performance.
I've never seen you so angry. I thought
was
you were like
great.
an angry guy.
Yeah,
That's the weird
I was
part.
trying to be Bill Berry just before the brain aneurysm.
Oh my gosh.
The point is with Brett, though, it's impossible to dislike this guy.
You can't do it.
He's so lovable.
He is lovable.
He's so brilliant.
Yep.
He's so fucking funny,
Right.
and he's one of a kind.
He's
There's
one-
no one else.
no.
It's a cliche, but they broke the mold.
There
with this
wasn't
fucker.
even a mold. It was just
There's
kind
no
of.
mold.
It was created
He's
by
an abomination.
dust. It was like stardust and pressure
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Created him. There was no
And
mold.
everyone feels this way.
Yeah.
If you go to see, he's
except
in
for that one girl that you guys both share.
Yeah, he's in a very popular band that's been around forever called the Four Postmen. You
Right.
know, Los Angeles institution. You know,
Right.
he plays bass for them and mandolin sometimes, right?
Yes.
And
Every once in a while.
and I'm telling you, it's always fun to go to Postman gigs, and they're all wonderful and dynamic in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so interesting for me personally to just watch Brett and watch how the audience reacts to his stuff, because he's an alien. I don't know what he is.
I still want to do that actually. That band. I want to do.
Oh, the-
I want to do a band that the backstory is, and the three of us are going to do this. The backstory is they're aliens.
Yeah.
And they really got involved and interested in the rock scene culture, and so they form a rock band, and they play their own kind of style of music, but all the lyrics are really messed up. Because they're trying to understand love, and like, I want to take your heart, and I want to eat it, and be a part of you. We're in love, and like, they don't really understand.
Yeah.
But I want to do that.
All right.
for
that
Alien
should be
Rock Band.
incredibly interesting and weird.
I think it would be really weird in the music we can really mess with, because we can do a whole bunch of weird time
I
signatures.
want to give a shout out to the band you're in now. I'm all about supporting local bands. You're in a really cool, folky kind of. How would you describe it?
It's very folk. It's just,
not straight though, but it's kind of quirky, a little quirky folk.
It's a little quirky.
What's it called?
We're called Tiny Goliath.
Tiny Goliath.
Tiny Goliath, yeah, oxymoron. And it's like, have you ever heard the band Nickel Creek?
I've heard of them.
Yeah,
I don't think I've heard
they're
them.
a great little band, and they're a bigger band, obviously, but they do the same kind of stuff. It's very folky, bluegrassy kind of stuff. I mean, we used to be in a Celt punk band, and that kind of collapsed, they imploded. But three of us in the band wanted to still keep hanging out because we were very social, and so we would hang out like week after week and just play music, and sometimes it was old hits from that band, and then we started bringing out our own stuff and saying like, oh, what about this, and it kind of developed that sound from that. So it has that kind of Celt punk idea, but we're very watered down because
They were in the Mighty Regis together.
The Mighty Regis.
And they
Right.
opened for the Dropkick Murphys a couple times, right?
Just once actually.
Just once still.
I remember seeing you. You were great.
Thanks.
Now
Yeah.
you're a bass player, and you were the bass player in the REM cover band that we
Yes.
did. But now you're playing mandolin.
Well, actually, that was the first instrument that I learned how to play.
Was it even
Yes.
before bass and guitar?
Yes.
Oh.
Because my parents. Well, actually, I wanted to learn the bass, and my parents borrowed a stand-up bass from one of their friends, and I was playing on it, and then I broke my arm because I didn't eat my lunch at school, and I fell off the jungle gym, and then so they had to return they had to return the bass. And then, but my parents were insistent everyone in the house has to learn an instrument. My brother Scott plays piano, my brother Todd plays banjo, my brother Kent plays guitar, my mom plays recorder, my dad plays harmonica.
Wow.
And there's two instruments left, and it was the zither
I didn't
and
know
the
that.
mandolin.
I didn't know your family was so musical.
Yeah, we've actually played a couple of tunes together.
Wow.
That's awesome.
We can only play bluegrass.
I'm jealous. I wish
That's
my family
beautiful,
had that
man.
kind of musical fabric.
Yeah, but we don't really like get together and hang out and go, let's jam.
But they exposed it to you very
Wow.
young. I mean, you were from a musical house, which is incredibly cool.
Yes, I mean, as I said before, they sent me to theater to watch plays, and they tried to expose me to a lot of different things. And at the time, I was very resentful. Like, we used to, every summer vacation, we're going to go visit the States. And we'd go all around the United States to go visit the Grand Canyon. We hiked through the Grand Canyon, went to Carlsbad Caverns, saw the monuments. One of the vacations, we went to all of the 21 missions in California.
That's fantastic.
I hated it as a kid, though. Everything felt like I was going to school. It's like I'm on a field trip.
Right.
It's like I got to learn something.
Yeah.
And then, ironically, I've used all this stuff later on, like in stories. Like one of this book I was writing was about. One of the backstories was about there are 21 missions in California, but there were actually 23. One of them just kept getting beaten down by floods and by the Native Americans tearing it down, and the other one actually the guy who ran it went crazy and started believing that everyone was possessed. And so I can't believe what a sidetrack I've gone on, but
the book I was writing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Demons were like hiding inside internal organs. And so what he would do is actually his form of exorcism was he'd do like psychic surgery and rip the organs out of the bodies of people. And so that's why this is kind of a black mission. They like tried to denounce it, that it ever existed. But I used all that information that I learned as a kid that I resented going then, but now I go, oh, that's kind of interesting. I'm going to use that for something now.
But now you look back and you realize, I mean, obviously you had the attitude of a kid, but looking back on it now, like those are really cool trips. You just didn't know it. That's all at the time.
I wanted to watch TV or hang out with my friends.
Yeah, you were a normal 12-year-old.
I didn't want to learn the mandolin. You know, I mean, I wanted to learn the zither actually because that had a Z in it.
Yeah,
that was my whole thing. But I picked up the wrong instrument and went to the first lesson and said, "Now with the mandolin, you got up." I picked the wrong instrument. Yeah, and then I just stuck with it. And I'm like, ugh, I hate it.
But you're happy now. You love it.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
Going back to the jungle gym when you fell and broke your arm,
Yeah.
you sent me a text recently that was one of the best texts you've ever sent me, and I kept it. And you listed all of the jackassery that has happened to you in your life with broken bones, things. Can you go through that list again? Just take us through the journey of ailments, setbacks, breaks, snaps, and things that happened to your body.
All right.
This is amazing.
I broke my sternum when I was in the back of our van on the end of a vacation, family vacation. My brother and I were fighting, and then he kicked me as hard as he could. He pushed his foot up against me, and I was blocked up against the back of the van, and he cracked my sternum. And I started crying. It was physical pain, so it was okay.
Right.
I started crying. I was like, oh, and no one believed me. They said, shut up.
You're
Stop
overreacting.
crying. Yeah, they thought I was overreacting. And then we pulled over and got donuts on the way home, which is a rare thing we did. And they said, okay, who wants a donut? And I said, I didn't want a donut. And then that's when they knew something was really wrong with me.
Right.
So they said, all right, get in the other car. We're going to finish unpacking the car. While you wait in the other car, then we'll take you to the emergency ward. So that was the first thing. Then I broke my arm by not eating lunch, blacking out, falling off the gym. It was at a Christian school that I was going to because there was a busing thing, so I had to be at this Christian way school. And one of the teachers says, "May I pray for you?" And so laid hands
That'll
on me
help.
and prayed on my arm. I'm like, what?
Forget the nurse's station.
Then the next big thing, I think I was hit by a car, so I shattered the bone in my leg, smashed the windshield with my face. I had braces at the time, so all these front teeth were knocked up under my nose. These bottom teeth were laid flat. Since then, I've lost 6 teeth up top and 4 teeth down below,
God.
My wisdom teeth. So that's a lot. I mean, like the dentist should be like, okay, we're done. It's like I've got like 4 teeth left in my head that they have to clean. So anyway, then after that, let me see, what did I do after that?
Recent years.
I
Broke your leg.
Yeah, I broke the leg, but I mean, I've cut open my arm. I had a fishing accident. I had a steak knife that we were using to gut the fish, and I tripped and so that was fun.
I am never traveling with you.
The surgery I had in my mouth was pretty nasty because they had to do bone grafting. So what they have to do is they have to go up on the hard palate up here,
Right.
break it open, and then stuff it full of cadaver bone and plastic,
Oh,
and then
shit.
seal it up again. And then they also put like little sockets in there, and then so they can like drill in the teeth later on.
But this makes you a really tough guy.
Yeah.
You go through all that in life, you're going to be kind of tough.
The thing is, it's made me totally weak because I'm so afraid of the dentist.
It's gone the opposite. So instead of saying I have confidence, I can tackle life, you're a wimp.
I'm
If you're
ready to
be
be taken down.
dumb, you gotta be tough. When you get knocked down, you gotta get back up.
Oh my gosh,
That's not you.
No, when
you
I-
want to stay down, don't you?
I went. This is totally a completely misogynistic thing to say, but the dentist that I go to, the reason why I went there is because it was all female staff, and I thought, well, they'll be gentler on my mouth.
They kicked your ass.
No, they kicked my ass, and actually, I became such a problem there that no one wanted to work on my teeth because I was like, ugh, and like jittery and freaking out.
Did they gas you, put you under, or give you?
I finally said, gas me.
Yeah.
Which
For just
isn't
a
covered
cleaning.
by insurance, by the way.
No.
I learned that.
Oh.
Oh yeah, That's
I went
not
to
that
the
much.
dentist recently, and I asked for it. It was like $150.
Oh.
It was only 50 for me.
Oh. Maybe they don't like you, Max.
No, they love me, and they said we'll give you a discount. Okay, $95. I'm like, still not worth it.
Oh. Well, it's not worth it, really?
Yeah, it's,
I mean,
maybe
in the
next
moment,
time.
I think it might be worth it.
Maybe
it's
next time.
worth it. It's worth it. I would take the gas every time.
Is that what you get, the gas?
No, I don't do it anymore because that one time I did it, I realized a lot of my anxiety with getting my teeth cleaned was psychological.
Right.
I keep thinking it's going to get worse. Keep going to get worse, but it's only there's a finite amount of pain that you're going to get in a cleaning, but it's always painful.
Yeah.
Always painful, and about 50% of the time I leave the chair completely drenched,
Oh,
like sweating,
wow.
like just because I'm just so like freaked out and nervous.
But
And, like,
but a lot of people are afraid of certain things. Doesn't mean they're not a strong person. But the dentist,
That's true.
A lot of people the dentist freaks them out. Getting a shot freaks them out.
shots, no problem.
Getting a blood test freaks them out.
No problem.
Playing
Love that
playing in a band freaks them out.
That
What do you
freaks
mean
me
you
out.
love that stuff? You like needles?
I love needles.
Do you really?
When they take my
says
blood,
that?
I just go. There's a little bit of like, but it's almost excitement.
Do you not want it to be over? They go, oh, really? You can take some more. Take another pint.
No, I don't like it that much.
Okay.
But it's not. I watch
Right.
them. It's
Right.
like some people. I can't watch this. This is a horrible thing. And I go, no, go ahead. Let me see that. And I watch the blood spurting out. And I'm like, that's really neat.
Wow, you might be alone in that thought.
Yeah, no, I know. That's fine.
So you have a horror segment, a horror layer to your personality,
yes,
which is a segue to this, ladies and gentlemen.
nice.
You guys are writing a horror script together. Both of you are into the horror genre. You're
Love
into
it.
blood. You're into bloodletting. You're into blood giving. Maybe some more than others.
Yeah.
And tell us about it. Is it too premature? Do you want to not
No,
spill
no.
the beans?
I mean, we wrote the script already. The script's been writing for
What's the name-
fucking 13 years now.
What's the name of this
it's
film?
It's called Diggin' Graves.
Diggin'
okay? So we had a
Graves.
first draft after 10 years. We had a reading with a bunch of actors, and it was great.
Is there a dental scene in this film?
Any dental stuff? I don't think so.
No.
All right.
But it's seriously just because we've done a bunch of plays together, and we just have this fun chemistry. So it's really heightened versions of ourselves. I'm obviously the hothead, emotional asshole,
Yeah.
and he's more of the scientist in this thing. Like,
more
not
cerebral
for
and-
re- yeah, he's very cerebral. But we're basically, let's just say that we're hitmen stuck in a very hellish scenario, and our lives keep recycling in a very, very dark way that is terrible. So we think we've got something here, and then we gave it to someone who is actually in the business, and he gave us some really great notes. And we take notes very seriously. We took them from our actor friends, and we took them from our wives, and we took them from this guy. And it's hard because we get together and it's so fun just to hang out, and there's nothing more fun, seriously, than just watching a horror movie with Brett. Like, you should seriously join us sometime, because
I think I will.
if you watch a 90-minute horror film with Brett, it's a 4-hour horror film with Brett. Pause, because you'll hear him pause.
Right.
And then you're like,
Then there's
well,
commentary.
yeah, but he pauses whenever. It's like, let's wait to the end of the scene. Let's wait for a moment. But I've had to kind of negotiate that over the years. Like, well, can we just get past this hint of dread before you're up pacing,
Right.
and pointing out what you don't like about it, what he would have done.
So there's commentary and critique.
But it's awesome.
Yeah, but-
for
but-
some reason he gets away with it. It's
But
not
the-
annoying. It's actually so entertaining.
I'm trying to curtail that more though. 'Cause
No,
it's like we can't get through a movie.
We can never get through anything because he's got to stop. Pause. First of all, this will never happen. Why? Because that mask would have slipped off by now. What? No one's thinking about that,
Right,
Brett.
right.
It's suspend your disbelief. No. Plus, we have different takes on horror, like different things
Oh my
scare us.
gosh.
But he's the harbinger of flow. If there's a flow to the movie, forget it.
Right.
We're cutting it. We're stopping it.
Yeah. Like I really am not that into gore, and I don't think you are either. You're not a real gore fiend.
No, I can get into gore.
Oh.
I like Reanimator's awesome.
Yeah, but that's more of a comedy. Wouldn't you say?
Not really.
It's kind of a funny movie.
I don't think they were going for a comedy.
He's more into supernatural, science fiction-y type horror.
Right.
And then I say I like to watch hillbillies, and he makes fun of me.
God, he watches so much hillbilly.
I
if
like
it's got a
hillbillies.
hillbilly in there, or somebody who's deformed,
Yes.
he's in. He's in the whole
Well,
way.
I know he likes the freaks. He likes the freaks, oddwins, the people that are just inhuman, superhuman, subhuman, you know.
He's very generous though with the acceptance of the hillbilly shit because he has nothing to do with this tradition that I've created for us, where every time Wrong Turn comes out, like a new Wrong Turn, I have to watch it with Brett. Like, he's not a part of that tradition. He's like, I don't care about Wrong Turn movies.
Right.
But for me, it's, again, the worse they get. Wrong Turn 3, Dead End. I mean, the worse these hillbilly horror movies get,
Right.
the more he pauses, gets up, and talks about everything that's wrong.
Well, that last one, was it Wrong Turn 6?
Yeah.
That
We're
was
up
the
to
one,
6.
And it was like all these...
Seven's
like,
next.
all these like Ukrainian guys
It was
trying to
Ukrainian,
be
yeah.
like Americans.
Yes, it was a Ukrainian cast.
They really
And
take
they're
a
all,
wrong turn.
Hey, we must get together and play with our computer phones.
We will take an axe to your foot next. I mean, we will take an axe to your foot the next time. And the Ukrainian accent still comes up. Pause.
that's-
You said it, Yuri. I mean,
Jim.
Jimbo. It's so
It's kind of
bad.
like we are two wild and crazy guys.
It's the Festrup brothers.
And they make a wrong turn.
We wear a special cologne. It makes our chest hairs crispy.
And they're looking for American women with big, and they get slaughtered.
Yeah. But seriously, that is like probably one of my top 3 favorite things to do is watch scary movies with Brett.
Well, just sitting here, it's great to get the vibe of your friendship, knowing actually where it came from.
I know, that's really weird.
Yeah,
it's
it's
very, very, very strange. Well, actually, the whole I'm very glad that we shared the same twat. Is actually a line that's in the
Yeah.
movie. It's one of the last lines of the movie.
It's just a
So
great. It's so easy to collaborate because we keep collaborating, and then we collaborate with you. Like, yeah, you and I collaborate, but now we collaborate with Brett,
The three of us are becoming a thing.
and it's just
great.
It's just so fun to collaborate with.
To
Brett.
be defined at a later date. This is kind of nebulous. It's kind of tenuous for
Yeah.
people listening, but there's a collaboration happening that we're all
Yeah.
we're gonna say keep on listening, and we'll unfold this collaboration.
Oh, you're not
We'll
saying anything about it right now?
No.
Okay, got
It's
it.
turning into a very, very cool thing, but
Yeah.
it'll be unfolded as it unfolds.
It's perfect.
Organically.
It's perfect for middle age where we're at.
Absolutely.
because we're all
Because no one expects it.
we're all
it's,
rotting.
It's
and
completely
just
stupid.
I'm the youngest.
You are.
You're 19 years older than me. Now, how old are you?
I have to say how old I am?
Yeah, come
No,
on.
you don't. No, you don't have to. You
I don't
say
have
it
to.
all.
I'm older than you.
All right. So, but you're in your. Are we allowed to say that you're in your 50s?
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
You look really, really good.
Thank you.
He can cut this out. I love that I can't say. Can you tell Brett? You can cut this out. You know.
No, he doesn't want it
Okay.
on tape. You don't have to.
I'll say it.
Do the hand signals.
Be proud of it.
You're doing really good.
Thank you.
You're doing really good.
Thank
I
you.
almost said the number.
You're
I
pushing
almost
50.
I so almost said it.
It
You're
so
pushing
doesn't matter.
50.
Yeah, I'm 48.
I'm 46.
You're 46.
You're 46?
Oh.
Wow. It's
I'm totally
kind of a
kidding,
hard
man.
46, huh?
So the project that we're doing is perfect because it's at the point in a person's life that it's like the last stand. It's like not the last.
It's a
stand.
sports car.
It's a
we're,
sports
we're
car.
getting the sports car.
It's
Yeah.
the ultimate
Midlife
bottom of the
crisis.
heap, midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Worst thing you can do.
Yeah, it's going
our
to be
little-
great.
That's our model. You know,
Is the
little
record
trophy
that we're
girlfriend.
making.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's going to be
Yes.
fucking great. So, Brett, I know you're a man of varied interests. You're a multi-layered kind of guy.
Okay.
So I want you to tell us what moves you. Besides all the things that you do, what really gets you excited?
I seen something I've never seen before. So, for instance, that could be like watching something or hearing something that I've never seen before, obviously, and that I enjoy. On the creative aspect of that is I like to create something that I've never seen before that I want to see, and that is from all the different aspects of that. It's thinking of the idea, writing it down, performing it, putting music to it, any kind of artwork, whatever I can do to fully realize that idea.
Mm-hmm.
That really gets me going.
Are you also a painter or drawer, or
I do some. Like sometimes I would do things just because I just want to get it done, and I don't know how to get it done otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I had a good friend growing up, Brad, who's a phenomenal artist, and I used to used to fashion myself as a bit of an artist as well, and he would just make fun of my drawings so mad that I just stopped drawing.
Okay, so
altogether.
he took whatever confidence you had and he crushed it into the ground.
And I don't think he did it maliciously. I just
Yeah.
think he was so far experienced with it.
Yeah.
He just would I would draw this I drew this alien and he had this kind of thing body with crusty, flakes and everything like that. And I didn't know how to do the genitalia part, so I put these shorts on him. And then he went, "Oh, that's neat." And he put OP on it.
Oh,
So he just totally he just made fun of it.
desecrated-
Yeah.
totally
Well,
made fun
Brett
of it,
would
so I was
draw
like,
he just threw under the bus, basically.
character designs for the screenplay we were talking about.
Oh,
he would
really?
Just send me. I imagine that these particular creatures look like this.
Right.
And it'd be like, holy shit. I mean,
Wow.
I draw, and I'm like, wow, that's really imaginative.
Right. Well, another layer to your talent.
Well, that's very kind. But I mean, another person Max is so great at putting a visual idea from his head onto the page.
Yeah.
and
Well-
he do that very well with the drawings and the coloring. And I've seen he has a very specific style. Very Crumb-esque, I would say. But I think he's got also other abilities that no one's ever really seen.
Well, that's another layer that I don't think in the past
Pussy
episodes
eating.
that Max is a great artist.
Yeah.
And he makes comic books, and he's a caricature artist,
Mm-hmm.
and he also just comes up with his own characters, and he's got his own style. Like you said, kind of a Robert Crumb meets
Yeah.
a little bit of, I don't know, National Lampoon-ish,
Sure.
Mad Magazine-ish kind
Sure.
of vibe, and it's really, really cool. And
Thank you.
a little bird, I want to go a little deeper, besides all the creativity on top. A little bird told me you had a bout, or maybe you're still in this kind of recluse, kind of anti-societal mode.
Yeah. I mean,
Where
Part of it has to do with his location.
where have you been? Where are you now? Are you coming out to more into the reality of people, or you're done with people?
Well, in the past, I was I was very I was much more socially awkward than I am now, and I'm still a weirdo. And I
Meanwhile,
buggy
he
eyes
held
and
court
stuff
at
like that.
Oktoberfest the other night. He had everyone dying in a huge circle
So
of
in,
people.
in a certain environment, you can basically be man up town and be the host and be the center of attention. But
Yeah.
out of that little bubble, you don't leave your house.
I can get very scared. In college, I had a girlfriend who got mad at me when we would go to parties. I would bring a book. And I'd sit in the corner.
That's what
and
my
read.
wife wants to do.
That's a little socially awkward.
It's really awkward. My wife now actually,
Lovely woman, Sarah.
lovely woman Sarah, and she's what she used to do when she'd go to a party. She'd be terribly afraid and didn't know who to talk to, so she would stand next to plants because she felt like, well, there's someone here. She
Yeah.
wasn't so
Wow.
alone because there's a plant there.
So the two of you are meant to be together.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And her house is way out in
It's
Castaic.
Sticksville.
Right.
It's Sticksville. And
So when you're together
So
at
he
a
moved
party,
into her house.
right? So you're way. I mean, for people that don't know Castaic, I mean, we're in Los Angeles, which is the hustle and bustle city. Castaic is an hour away.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, very a lot of nature and lakes and stuff. But it's out of the whole. You could be there and be a little curmudgeon Rip Van Winkle kind of guy, and nobody
He's
would
grown
even,
his hair long. Look
It's
at
Yeah,
him.
completely, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
it's. I mean, it's past Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
It's past there. Now, the thing is, it's as long as there's no traffic, it only takes about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get into the valley. But it's just there's a distance there.
Yeah.
It's
You
far
feel
away.
removed. You
Yeah,
could
it's-
be
it's
in your
very
own little
deserty.
bubble.
The people, it feels like you're in Hicksville.
A lot of RVs.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a truck stop. I mean, it's not really even a city. There was a Ralph's there. It's gone now.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And
so
so
it's in the woods. It's in the sticks, as they say.
It's the last stop before on the 5 before
Yeah.
it just turns
The
into nothing.
longest stretch before another exit.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like
If
no,
you don't
25
get
miles.
off at his exit, you're fucked.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's pretty far out there.
Okay.
Now, I've really enjoyed that, and I can get very lazy, and so it's easy to just kind of just be out here and do nothing. And I actually had to go see a therapist because I was starting to get depressed.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do a checkup, and she was great. She just said, that isolation will get you depressed. You need human contact. So one of the things, this is actually what started us, kickstarted Digging Graves again.
Yeah.
Because we would get together every once in a while and do some writing, but a lot of times we just get together and hang out because we like hanging out with each other. And so I said, hey, let's get together once a week and write. And, we'll just spend a couple hours writing, but then we can watch movies or do whatever.
But it gave you a goal.
Right. And it also got me out of the house.
Yeah.
It got me socializing again, which is a great thing.
It's great.
When the socializing goes great and it's like it's like, oh, you're having fun, you're talking with people, and it's a good time. It's great. When it's not going well, of course, it's just disastrous.
And in collaboration,
and
obviously,
soul draining.
It's soul draining when you're alone sometimes, and obviously anything creative. If you have other people's ideas and you're bullshitting back and forth and you're brainstorming and you're feeding them and they're feeding you, you create something that you wouldn't have done by yourself. And
yes.
It's kind of illuminating.
You could see things. I mean, I remember what we would do sometimes is like if we couldn't get together for a week, we'd write or work on stuff, and then we'd get together the next week. And I remember that one time we were at my house in the backyard, and we both brought in ideas, and we combined the ideas.
Yeah.
Remember about with Dino's wings?
Yeah.
And it was just like, and so we turned it. Yeah, it was like such a neat thing, and then both of our ideas get enriched by each other's ideas.
That's it.
He's actually been great about he's been better than I am with the reinvigoration of the script and finishing it.
Having a schedule.
He's been much more
that's fantastic.
All I want to do is just party with the dude, and he's like, no man, we got to finish this thing. Oh yeah, right. And then we get back into it. Like right now, every once in a while, if it goes too long, we have to read through it again.
Yeah.
Because I forget what we did.
Right.
And so does he a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
And although his memory, oddly, is much better, and he drinks so much more than I do. So, so we get together, and then we start reading through, and it's like, oh, shit. And then I get all excited again, and I want to finish it again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I can't wait to see the finished product.
Well, listen,
I can't wait to see this film.
I just think no matter what, this thing will never die. And it has to be seen, and we have to do it somehow, some way.
I hope so.
I seriously, this is not party talk. I think this thing needs to fucking happen.
It will.
One way or another. Even if we have to hire a small crew and say, fuck the visual effects, because the problem is we get a little too crazy, especially Brett. Brett comes in with things that are ridiculous. Brett, we can't afford airplanes crashing. Not that there's an airplane crashing in the thing, but he's got some big fucking ideas, and they're really interesting.
And they're very expensive.
You want to facilitate those ideas, but I'm like, Brett, that's going to cost too much money.
Yes. So you're more the producer. You're more like executive producer. Brett's the creative guy, and you're the money guy. You can't afford a helicopter with strippers dropping out.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a good idea.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, I'll be down with that.
We'll put that in there.
Wow. And then if you don't mind, he kind of, because he's out there and has a lot of time alone, he went and wrote a script all by himself.
Right.
And
about a guy living in Castaic by himself.
Yeah. And what was funny is it took us 10 years to just get one draft of Digging Graves, and this guy knocked out this other screenplay, a horror film on his own, in 3 or 4 months.
Right.
And it was awesome.
Right. So what you're saying is he doesn't need you.
He doesn't need me.
No. It's just a different thing. It's a different
I know.
Yeah, it's
I'm
completely
just kidding.
different.
No,
Brett. Well, go ahead.
No.
I was just going to just sort of wrap up and say,
Wrap it up.
I want to see this film. But basically, Brett, you're an awesome guy, and it's great to have you back in society.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well,
Brett is back.
Thanks for having me. When he's around.
It's great. It's great when you're around. We're collaborating with you, which is really great. You guys are collaborating. You're writing things on your own. You're not depressed. You've been to therapy. You're back. You're going to kick ass on this planet.
It's not too late.
And you're going to form a band basically from the alien perspective.
Yeah.
Yes, well, that's
the alien rock
another
band.
thing.
That's
another thing. There's a lot of things on the back burners.
You understand that anytime, any call you make, you could call anyone, and they will drop everything to do what you want them to do.
Only the good people.
You have to facilitate your powers.
You're a powerful guy.
We're doing things right now.
We are.
Right.
Good.
I'm just saying.
That's the thing. He gives a compliment, and then you try to throw a little bit back to him.
Yeah.
It's like reverse shade.
And he fucks it up.
And then he goes, ah! And then he claws you.
Yeah.
He goes,
he can
moron.
never take a compliment.
It's the weirdest thing. And he oversells. Do you know how he does the oversell thing? He's like, if he was our car salesman, he'd be in the car with you while you're driving home, in the car going, it's a great car, but how about that smell, huh? Did you check out the power windows over there? That's pretty good, huh?
After you said yes to buying it. Yeah, that's right. He would actually turn you off of buying it after you wanted to buy it.
I think I might want to return it. And then he goes, you're a fucking asshole. And then he turns on you, and you go, what the hell's going on? This guy's a maniac. But you gotta love them.
Well, we do love them. You know what? And we love you too. Thank you for being a guest on this episode of Magazine.
My pleasure.
Do we have any last thoughts, statements,
Wow.
opinions?
Hey, can we play one of your Tiny Goliath songs?
Yeah, totally.
All right, let's do it. Which one should we play right now?
God, I don't know which one.
Which one did you write?
What do you want to end with?
I would say either Made for Glory or This Time.
You tell
right.
us. All right. Well, we're going to play one of those two at the end.
Yeah.
Brett, thank you for being on Magazine. This is episode 4. Max, you're amazing as always.
You too, brother.
Everybody,
too, man.
thank you for listening. Hope that you enjoyed yourself, and we'll see you next time.
Go take a walk and get your head straight. Jump in your car, fly down the interstate. There ain't a law that makes you sit and wait for someone else to fix you when you break.
For every step, they push you to back. For all you try, it's still something you lack. If you believe the doubt that haunts you, then you're the one who makes it true.
When you were young, you didn't see it coming.
You stumble blindly down every mile.
But now you're grown, you're off and you're running.
So make it worth your while.
It's us who tell the story that we are made for glory. All the trouble's just a playground fight. We run before we dance and we leave it up to Jensen. We'll never settle if it don't feel right.
Hold up your head, walk with intention. Don't pay no mind to any condescension. Protect your friends, give them your attention, and raise your glasses to the setting sun.
Know what you've got, even if you're worth more. Don't just get lost in what you're fighting for. It's a lot of talk, and most of it you can't ignore. Hard as it knocks, don't open up the door.
When you were young, you didn't see it coming.
You stumbled blindly down every mile.
But now you're grown, yeah, you're off and you're running.
Better make it worth your while. It's us who tell the story that we are made for glory. All the trouble's just a playground fight. We run before we dance and we leave it up to Jensen. We'll never settle if it